Hello, my name is Ozzie and welcome to Metroid Prime Part 14. I'm opening up with some sped up footage here. Basically, for the last couple of episodes, I sort of took a wrong turn, went to an underwater area, then had to backtrack and head through the magma caverns and the Phazon drifts to get the gravity suit upgrade. And now I'm doubling back again, so I guess that's like a triple back or something. Again, back through the Phazon drifts and through the magma caverns, back to the underwater area, because that's where I'm supposed to go next. And basically, once I get to there, I'll be heading off to get the next upgrade, which is the power bomb, if I remember correctly. Which isn't actually in the town overworld, in the underwater area, but that's the path I take to get to the Phazon Mines, which is the last major area of the game. There's only one more area after that, and that's kind of like the end area, which is kind of small. But I'm getting back now to where my ship was. I sort of go through a little tunnel here. From memory, I thought there was a missile expansion pack in there, and maybe there is one somewhere around there, and I just don't quite remember where it is. But it wasn't there anyway. And now that I'm back to this watery region, the enemies have changed a little bit. Once you have the gravity suit, it gives you not so much tougher enemies, just different enemies. There's more of these space pirates. The little box of leaking Phazon that was there before is now gone. And in this room there is a missile expansion pack I can now get, now that I've got the gravity suit upgrade. And it's basically under the water. It's in the side of the cliff to my left, so after I kill this guy you'll see me turn and grab that. And then this room, coming from this angle, it's not hard to get up. You basically just follow the path round the back. You go through a little tunnel and then just jump up to the ledge above. But for whatever reason, I just couldn't find the way. So I go in this little tunnel here, and it doesn't seem to lead anywhere. And then I jump over here, and you know, there's no obvious way forward. And I spend the next minute or so going back and forth, trying to figure out where I've gone wrong. So yeah, that was fun and awkward, and yeah, that's where I went wrong. I didn't realise after you go through the underwater tunnel there's actually a morph ball tunnel you roll through. I thought you just jumped straight up the ledge, so that's why I spent so long looking for it. But now back into the fallen space pirate station thing, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to speed up the footage again, just to get back to the point I was up to before, where I couldn't proceed. You will notice that again the enemies have changed a little bit in some of the rooms, but all it is essentially is kind of like the flying pirates, but underwater versions of them. So now back in the broken elevator shaft, I can jump up the room and jump up on top of the elevator. And basically you just need to jump up a bunch of platforms to get to the top of the room. On your way up you need to hit, I think, 3 of those little wave beam targets, those things, to open the door at the end. If at any point you miss a platform, the shaft itself is steep enough that you just slide down, so you just kind of need to catch yourself on whatever platform you can. I think I fall here, yep. I didn't quite jump. None of the jumps are particularly difficult, but because I'm in this view, it is a bit harder to actually see the platforms and where they end. So yeah, I just had that little fall, the rest of it's fine. And right at the top, when I get up there, the last platform, you basically just jump to the top of the shaft. It doesn't really look terribly obvious. because it looks like a long way to jump up, but you can just make that jump there. And now we continue to work our way backwards through the opening area of the game. In this room, again, there's another 3 or 4 of those wave beam things you need to shoot. I don't remember it at the time, so I just cleared the room out, and once I see the door at the end, that's when I realise. Also in this room is another missile expansion pack. It's in the lower level under the water, and you just need to shoot one of the doors with a super missile. You'll see me scan it, and this is me looking for it now because I thought it was on the upper level, but it is down there, and that's the one. If you shoot that with a super missile, it'll crack open and reveal the missile expansion pack behind it. Some of these little sentries underwater, they're just more of an annoyance than anything else. I think it might actually be better to use the wave beam against all the, like, any kind of mechanical enemy. I tried to use the ice beam to freeze it and then shatter it with a missile, but that doesn't work on those enemies. So there's a missile expansion pack. And then just around that corner here is the exit door, which you can see is deactivated. And that's when I realise, yeah, there's 3 of those wave beam things to shoot. I honestly don't know what you're supposed to call these things, but anyway, there's one right where you enter the room, one hidden in one of these little pods, and then one just at the top of the elevator here. Next up, we've just got a little hallway that's full of these tentacle things, and you can basically just run through and just keep spamming your shoot button. Once you hit them, you can run into them and they won't actually damage you. So that's something I kind of forgot at that point. This room just has a few of these space pirates to deal with. They're pretty easy to deal with. I'm not using the best weapon for the job. It's definitely better to use the ice beam against these guys, and once they're frozen, you can shatter them with a missile. You'll also see me a lot change visor when I actually mean to change weapon. I don't know what it is, but I can never seem to remember which button to press to change weapon. And what I actually found out there that I didn't realise before was just a regular shot with the ice beam is enough to freeze them. It doesn't have to be a charged shot, but a charged shot does deal more damage. And then again in this room there are 3 more of the wave beam vent things that you need to shoot at. I believe this leads into another tentacle filled corridor. Again, you can just charge through and keep shooting. And now we're in another broken elevator shaft. Get a little explosion there. You can actually see on the wall are some little blue pods. These are explosive, so if you're going to shoot at them, don't stand too close to them. And I think if you touch them, they do explode as well, but I'm not 100% sure from memory. Anyway, jump down the shaft and through the next door. This leads us into a small corridor where we want to use the morph ball tunnel. And just make our way through this little morph ball maze. There's an energy tank here that requires you to do 3 morph ball jumps in a row vertically, but unlike your regular jumping, how you, just as one bomb explodes you place another and then place one at the peak of your jump, because we're underwater you have to time them just like that one there. It is a little tricky. You basically want to place the bomb half a second before the peak of your jump. It is pretty difficult to time. With a bit of practice it is quite easy. You see me get it there. For some reason I thought I had to do another one but I managed to move over to the left in time. But actually getting up to the next room, you don't have to do any tricky jumps. And now we're out of the crashed station and back in the overworld area. Just work your way through this room. One thing that you definitely want to do when you get to this room is work your way up it a little bit. If you continue up the room, well, it's easy to explain from here. If you jump across to that platform there and then over to the left and work your way up the room as far as you can go, there will be a spinner device that opens a passageway to the upper part of this room. You don't need to go to the upper part of the room now, but you do want to open that passage. It will save you time later. I forget this and I don't open the passage now, and in later episodes you will see that I do pay for that. I end up having to basically go around a massive circle to get back to this part here. But yeah, you'll see that in a later episode. Once you've opened, well, whether you open the door or not, you want to head through this tunnel. You'll see I crossed over a bridge where it said something about radiation levels. So this is where you start getting into the Phazon areas, and this elevator is taking me down into the Phazon Mines. And Phazon is basically like a radioactive substance. If you get too close to it, it does deal damage. But nevertheless, this is the area we want to be in, and this is where the power bomb upgrade is. So through a short tunnel we get into the first open area of the Phazon Mines, and you get a little cutscene introducing you to the area. This room does have a couple of little tricks to it. There's a missile expansion pack you can get, which you'll see me get. There is also one of the little wave beam vent things you have to shoot at, which you'll see soon enough. I actually forget all of this when I originally enter the room. Actually, I think all up there are 3 of the wave beam things you have to shoot at. 1 to get the missile expansion pack, and 2 is to open the force field here. But yeah, it takes me a while to remember how to do all of this. And the little magnetic rail you see just to the left of the screen, that leads up to a save area, and you'll see me go up there as well when I'm done clearing the room. So I take out those 2 missile turrets there, and this is where I start wandering around trying to remember what on earth I'm supposed to do. So up there is a control that operates a crane, but the crane doesn't have power yet. And powering the crane is only necessary to get the missile expansion pack. But as you just saw, when you get about halfway up the room, it does spawn a bunch of space pirates, or they come out of hiding. I don't know if they're already spawned or not, but they're weaker space pirates. They die in a couple of charge shots, and with the wave beam, which basically locks on once it's charged, they're super easy to take care of. But making my way up the room, there's actually one that jumped down behind me just here, and I'm sort of playing ring around the roses with it for a moment to eventually find it. For some reason I thought there was a little way up there. I don't know why I thought there was, because I've played this game before and I know there isn't, but I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye. Jumping up the top here though, these controls in this area are again just crane controls, which doesn't have power. The power conduit, there you go, that's what I need to call the wave beam things, they're power conduits. It's hidden at the top here, there it is. Once you power that, that provides power to the crane controls, and then you can scan either one of the crane controls, and that will activate the crane, revealing the missile expansion pack, which I do now. And as you can see in this cutscene, you simply use your spider ball to get up the crane. You land on the little platform at the top of the crane. You can't come out of Morph Ball on this little platform. I'm not sure why, but the game just doesn't let you. So you do have to do a little bomb jump up to get the missile expansion pack, and it is actually pretty easy to just fall off. I don't know if there's like little invisible walls or whatever it is, but it is very easy to just, with your bomb, fall off that little platform, and then you've just got to make your way up here again. No big deal, but it's annoying. Operating the crane again will return it back to its original position, but that doesn't actually help you get over to the other side. Well, not at the moment. Once you have the grapple beam, it helps you, but right now it doesn't help you. So again, we need to power the force field now, which actually it's not 2 power conduits to open the force field, it's 2 of these things you have to scan. The other one is actually behind me right now, but I don't remember that it's there, and I run around looking for it. You just caught a glimpse of it there on the right. I didn't quite put it in scan range. I looked at it about 3 times and don't realise that it's right there. Go up here to try and get a different view. Still not seeing it, you actually can't see it from here. I get myself well and truly lost just looking for this little scan terminal. You just caught a glimpse of it in the bottom left there. I think maybe it's up the top, or maybe I have to activate the crane again. That'll help. It's pretty embarrassing how long it takes me to find something that's just completely out in plain sight. The one that I've already scanned is more hidden than the one I can't find. This is now me desperately scanning everything, wondering where the hell it is. I have said it before, but I'll repeat it anyway. This is the point of the game where I don't really remember much. I don't remember where to go, I don't remember I remember the rooms well enough to sort of know if there are upgrades hidden there and how to get them, for the most part. But I don't remember exactly how to get through each area. Man, it really does take me ages to find this terminal. This is not me goofing around, by the way. This is me genuinely trying to find the terminal.
Recorded.
There it is. It was like on the screen for 2 seconds, and finally I find it. That disables the shield, and then you do want to continue through there, but at this point I'm going to go save, and that is definitely long enough for this episode. Sorry about the boring ending. That room just took me forever to sort out. But as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.